Tonight, Dr. Christian's back in the US, giving us an eyewitness account of what's become a shocking situation.
I got out of the tub and all of a sudden I heard this crunch and then this gush of blood.
Oh.
He wants to stop us Brits eating ourselves into an early grave.
We see a lot of obese patients, a lot of diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease.
And do you think this problem's getting worse?
Absolutely.
And swapping diets tonight, it's Supersize Hugh versus Superskinny Lynsey.
I've had something like you on a plate with chips before, you know.
They'll be entering Dr. Christian's feeding clinic to ditch their disastrous diets.
550 calories a day. That's what a baby might eat.
And adapt to a healthier lifestyle.
It's a shame that the eating's sort of overtaken your life a little bit.
Plus, we're exploring the desperate world of life-threatening eating disorders.
Oh my God, I've eaten so much and now I've got to go and be sick.
After all, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. Britain's getting bigger. By 2030, it's predicted a fat 40% of us will be obese. But across the pond, one town is almost there. Evansville, Indiana, is America's fattest city. 37.8% of its population are obese. Dr. Christian's been witnessing the devastation it's causing. To make darn sure us Brits don't follow suit.
The heaviest patient I've lifted is 765 pounds.
Wow. Well over 50 stone then.
Obesity is a major cause of type 2 diabetes, and the Deaconess Hospital in Evansville is no stranger to the illness and its complications.
85% of Americans who have type 2 diabetes are either overweight or obese, and in the UK, it's a growing cause for concern. The number of cases has doubled over the last 15 years, and it's predicted that by 2025, 1 in 15 of us will have type 2 diabetes.
Every year, up to 1.5 million Americans suffer from chronic wounds caused by diabetes. Dr. Christian's visiting a patient whose obesity-related diabetes has had devastating consequences. In the US, 14 to 24% of diabetic patients who develop foot wounds end up having an amputation.
This must have been an awful shock to be told you have to lose your leg.
Yeah, what had happened was I got out of the tub and all of a sudden I heard this crunch, you know, and then this gush of blood.
Oh.
Anyway, I went to the emergency room and they told me that I had crushed my bones in my heel. So they had to cut it off because the bones had got so infected bacteria in them.
What do you think caused all of this in you?
My diabetes.
What about things like lifestyle and weight and diet and stuff like that? How's that been for you? Oh dear, that's a giveaway, that giggle.
Yeah, I was eating my sweets and when I wasn't supposed to.
So you were putting on weight and eating naughty things?
Yeah.
So how heavy were you then at your biggest?
299 was my heaviest.
That's quite a lot.
Yes.
Those were bad days.
Yes.
But not now.
No.
You're going to get it together.
Yeah. Because I look at it like this. I have a 13-year-old child, and I'd rather be without a leg than dead. Because I know gangrene could set up, anything could have really happened badly. So it's like God is giving me a second chance.
Taiwan is only 48, which in medical terms is very young. And for me, the really sad part is the fact that actually all this could have been prevented if Taiwan had only managed her weight and her diabetes better early on. But now, there's no going back.
Taiwana's story is all too close to home for Dr. Christian.
I think you're doing okay, Taiwana.
Huh?
I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
In the UK, diabetes is already the most common cause of non-traumatic amputation, and the annual cost of diabetes-related amputations currently stands at a staggering £120 million. If Britain's waistlines continue to grow and cases of type 2 diabetes rise, the problem will only get worse. Back in the UK, Dr. Christian wants to make sure we don't follow in America's footsteps. So he's gathered all 16 Superskinnies and Supersizers under one roof. They're getting some shock treatment by facing their opposites before they go into the feeding clinic to tackle their own bad habits.
Hugh, come on forward. And I'm going to pair you up with Lynsey.
Hi, Lynsey. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good, good. I've had something like you on a plate with chips before, you know.
2 or 3 of me could go into you, no problem.
Lynsey, who used to be able to run marathons, only manages 5 mouthfuls of food a day, whereas Hugh eats 5 full meals, but couldn't even run for the bus. By pairing them up, I'm hoping that they'll work together to get over their bad habits.
Deep in the Scottish Highlands, 54-year-old Hugh McIntosh is certainly getting his 5 a day.
Now that's the daddy of all breakfasts.
5 meals a day, that is. Meaning that 5'8" Hugh weighs in at an astonishing 22 stone, 10 pounds.
I'm almost the same round the waist I am in height. It's mind-boggling.
But there's no rocket science behind Hugh's weight problems.
When I travel into work, I'll have at least 1 chocolate bar and I'll always have a can open.
The feeding frenzy continues the minute he's through the office door.
Here you are, Hugh.
10 o'clock every morning, one of the girls get me a cup of tea along with 2 rolls and jam. At lunchtime, I have a microwave meal, maybe chicken, pasta, bake. Jealous.
How much have you had today?
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful.
Hugh's barely put the knife and fork down before round 4.
Between 2 and 3, I'll have a couple of paninis or whatnot. I'm definitely a snacker.
And back at home, the man's hungry again. But not to worry, wife Susie's picked something up.
Oh, absolutely starving, you.
Yep.
Favourite food, without a doubt, is Indian. Maybe have 6 starters and then 3 or 4 different meals, which is absolutely dreadful, but that's what it is.
Food and overeating have consumed Hugh's entire life. It all stemmed from when tragedy hit the family.
Kevin, my stepson, took his own life. 6 months it took out our life where we were just eating, sleeping, coping. During that, I also lost my wee mammy, who was my rock. This food thing has just crept in, and the big breakfast that I have, that's what my mammy used to make. That may have something to do with why I do or have food like that sort of thing. But now that I've identified it, I'm determined that I'm going to get help from somewhere.
Hugh might be able to demolish 5 meals a day, but for 27-year-old Lynsey Bate from Edinburgh, it's a struggle to swallow 5 mouthfuls.
I've lost all interest in food, and now it's just that I know I have to have something every day. That's the reason why I'm eating.
But just like a baby, it's soft food only, meaning she barely tips the scales at a shockingly low 7 stone, 11 pounds.
My favourite thing is a sort of broth corned beef hash. The corned beef and the potato is all soft, and then mixed in with the gravy makes it even softer to sort of swallow.
Lynsey's poor eating habits are destroying the rest of her life.
I used to do a lot of racing, and a few of my friends and I used to do the Great North Run, and we've done that about 6-7 times. I would love to just put my running shoes on and just go off, but I know I just couldn't do it. I used to weigh 13 stone. I find it really depressing that I'm sort of 27 and this is the lifestyle I've got at the moment, to the lifestyle I did have.
But before they enter the feeding clinic to tackle their relationship with food, Dr. Christian wants to give supersizer Hugh a Supersize wake-up call. He's putting him on a plane to Cincinnati, Ohio, in America's Midwest, where he'll be living and breathing the life of someone almost double his size.
My name's Brian Gregory. I'm 37 years old. At my heaviest, right now, at 41 stone. I think about food probably 300 times a day. It's almost like being like a drug addict, and food is my drug of choice.
Coming up, Hugh gets a terrifying glimpse into his potential future.
Oh my God, I could end up like that.
But as temptation gets the better of Hugh, Dr. Christian arrives to call time on the stateside food binge.
Hello. Surprise, surprise.
And back home, it's time to swap diets in the feeding clinic.
What do you think?
That's awful.
The US of A, a land where obesity continues its relentless rise, and where our supersizer, 22-stone, 10-pound Hugh McIntosh, is about to meet 41-stone Brian Gregory.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Hugh.